But before we dive in, let me just give you the highlights of the Mini 5 Pro. A new 50 megapixel 1-inch sensor with better dynamic range and low light performance. LiDAR obstacle sensing that now works better even in dark. A 48mm medium tele option providing 2x zoom for cinematic close-ups. A 225-degree gimbal rotation with true vertical shooting. New ActiveTrack 360 that is supposed to be faster and more precise. Plus a few practical upgrades like an internal 42GB internal storage, and it seems it's compatible with the batteries from the Mini 4 Pro. I see the Mini 5 Pro as a drone that is suited for both beginners and professionals. It's built on the Mini 4 Pro, but there are clear upgrades, especially the camera and the sensors and the overall user experience, and still keeping it below 250 grams, making it a C0 drone, which is a big advantage, at least for us here in Europe, regarding the legislation. As for the price, you will be able to buy the following configurations. Today, we are going to do something exciting. I have received the DJI Mini 5 Pro, which is the successor to the very popular Mini 4 Pro. So it'll be super interesting to see what this drone can actually do. I know it has been highly anticipated out there, and we had kind of an idea that this one would be coming because they dropped the prices pretty dramatically on the Mini 4 Pro. But this is the Fly More combo that contains the unit itself as well as the DJI RC2 remote, as well as 3 batteries that will give us, according to the label here, 3 times 36 minutes of flight time. But we know that these numbers are given under ideal conditions, and we will probably not get anywhere close to this in real life. But let's see how it holds up when we put it to the test. And this is a brand new unit. It's sealed from the factory. You can see that by the sticker that is located here on top of the box that makes sure that this one is intact on the unit that you get, so you're sure that nobody has tampered with it. So let's just remove that sticker and see what's going on inside the box here. So let's get it unpacked and take a closer look at what features that you are actually getting with this unit. So a nice big bag, especially with the latest advances that we have seen in drone technologies from DJI moving away, aren't moving away, but supplementing their obstacle avoidance systems with the LiDAR radar systems. It's really nice to see that this technology has found its way into a sub 250 gram drone. So it's that's very nice. So let's just see. We open the box here, and as said, it contains the DJI RC2, and of course this is a very nice remote and very reliable remote to work with. But now I've got this one. So I really hope that this one is compatible with the Mini 5 Pro. That would be super nice. I know you can fly the Mini 4 Pro with this remote, but for now, for the first initial test, at least for those of you that have decided to get this combo, we will keep the first test with the RC2, and then we can later on experiment with the DJI RC2 Pro 2. I think it's called. That's one really nice unit as well. So let's see. This is the unit. This is what it's all about. According to the specifications that I've seen so far, I actually haven't had any, at this point of time, any official documentation from DJI, so I don't know. I can only say that I didn't know much about the unit before I received it, that's for sure, other than what I've been able to read outside. But it seems they have taken sort of the harness approach, the one that we have seen on the Mavic 4 Pro. Kind of protects everything here. So we can see the unit. So this is the harness or the gimbal protector. This is a plastic unit. And it still has a very nice compact design that we know. So if we unfold it, here. Ooh, it was already blinking. Why is it blinking? Does it power on like the Mavic 4 Pro when you switch out the legs? Maybe. So look at this. This is the camera. This is a 1-inch sensor. So finally we got the 1-inch sensor on a sub 250 gram drone. That is really, really nice. Which should be really good in low light conditions. It also has the C0 sticker, which means that it is going to be a little bit easier on the legislation here in Europe at least, or in EU. And as I can read on the box, it's finally capable of doing 4K 120 FPS, which is super nice if you're shooting on a native 30 FPS timeline. So you have sort of the footage that will match up and you don't have problems with the frames that are skipping and stuff like that. And the camera is put on a gimbal that will allow it to rotate according to the box. 225 degrees gimbal rotation for more flexible camera movements. So that's nice. We saw that introduced with the Mavic 4, where we have this infinity gimbal where it could rotate the whole way around. So that would be nice. It would be super nice to get out there and try this out. And the box also says something that really makes me a little bit curious, that it has a high quality 48mm medium tele mode. Because if I look at the camera here, it doesn't say that. So that would be interesting when we fire it up to see what that actually means. That if they've introduced something with the optics inside the camera that will allow it to act as a telephoto lens. So that would be super interesting. So we just inspect the unit here. We can see that it pretty much looks like the Mini 4 Pro, but there are some significant differences here. The color is one thing. And another thing that I just noticed is that you have propellers, quick snap-on propellers. So they finally managed to squeeze that into this platform. So we have these quick snap propellers. And then of course it has a very, very advanced obstacle avoidance sensing system that of course we will put to the test to some of the more extreme conditions that I've done before. But it is a combination, as I can see it, of camera technology combined with the front-facing LiDAR. And with that on board, we will be able to do some really, really crazy at my father's place in his fruit garden. We'll be able to push this unit to the limit. There's no doubt about that. Look at the legs. They are positioned differently on the Mini 4 Pro compared. Size-wise, they are approximately the same. The new 5 Pro doesn't come with the zip ties. But that's a different story. So look at the base here. So different legs for it to stand on when it's on the ground. It's the same form factor, same ultra compact form factor that we got to love from the Mini 4 Pro. There's no doubt about that. So very, very nice, very, very nice. The rest of the stuff that we have here in the box, we can just have a look here. There's this charging hub that contains the 2 other batteries. The batteries are, we could try to see if it's backward compatible. Let's see if it is. So we just pull this one out, shove this one in. Yeah. Of course, I don't know if they have done something with the weight of the battery, so it will complain once it's out flying. But it does seem to fit. So, yeah. So let's see. As usual, there's probably very little charge on these batteries when we receive them. So, yeah, see, there's not much charge there. And the same with the remote is also more or less down. So let's get everything charged, and then we can continue this video taking a first look at the DJI Mini 5 Pro. Just want to see what's in here. There's some extra propellers. There's a charging cable. There is, ooh, what is that? That's the filters. So see, there's some stickers and some manuals. And what's below here? Nothing below here. No. Secret compartment. So you need to provide your own charger for this one. Seems that nothing. Yeah, no, it's empty. So it's really nice that they have included a bag that's roomy. That's very nice. Let's just take a look in here. I would expect these to be filters. Yeah. So there's a ND8, 32 and 128. Very roomy bag. So that's the silica pouches that will suck up the moisture inside. Maybe we should just leave those. So hopefully we don't need that. So now I'll put these on the charge, and then I will talk to you a little bit later. You all know what this is about. This is the test that you have been asking for, the art return to home test. But it is a little bit windy today, so it might be, I don't know, a tough call to do this. But somebody's got to do it, and that somebody's got to be me. Going to do it a little bit tough here, and I'm going to take off under this roof, and I will fire up the remote first so I can take off instantly, and then I will sort of put it up, and then I will fly to the garden here on the other side of this wall, and then we will enable the ActiveTrack and then walk walk the usual path in the apple plantation. So I managed to keep the camera without crashing it. So, ready? So I will unfold the drone now. Put it down. I will take off. I will fly over here. And then I will fly up here. And then I will fly towards the garden. And I will go and meet the drone there. Meet the drone. So. I tried to make it go through this gap, the door gap, but the sensors won't let me do that. So, yeah, I guess that's fine. So, go here to the other side. And we'll take the drone down. Like this. And mark me. And we need to do something first before we get down to business. We just need to control the focus track settings here. So we need to make sure that it's person standard. And we want to go inner radius, outer radius, 5-ish, inner radius, low, outer height, I don't know, 2 meters, like that. We need to stay a little bit closer to the ground here, I guess. See if there's anything else we need to set. No, I guess that's okay. So now we enable the ActiveTrack. Yeah, I am people. So let's
So person. So we have standard enabled. So let's go. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it is always interesting, especially when we get to this gate. The Mini 4 or the Mavic 4 that had a lot of problems in this area. And I always get criticized for not trusting the technology. So this time I will trust it. See, there's still no satellites. At least not enough. So, yeah. So now we're going this way. Hold it still. Very nicely tagging along. You see the apple tree here? And the drone. It's just sitting there following me. That's nice. So. See, there's a lot of thin branches here. It's very interesting to see how it copes with that. Let's see if it actually navigates out here. Yeah, does a really good job. So let's just put it over here. See if it can track me on the side. Huh? Very nice. Would be a pretty shame if it dropped down there. So, we're getting to the corner here. See, we're trying to do this the opposite way around normally. So, see, we just put it behind me. It's a fun definition of behind, but still, okay. So let's go in here. So far, so good. It's actually doing a pretty good job. Be funny to see what it does when we get back. So, yeah, very nice droney. Very nice. So now it's in front of me. See what it does. Skinny branches. Skinny branches. Look at this. It's staying nicely in front of me. I do wanna take down the gimbal here a notch. So, okay, here we go. Here we go again. So far I'm pretty impressed. But you know what that means? That normally means that I jinx it. So see. There's a pretty neat navigation here. Think about it, it's actually more difficult for it to do it backwards. It's more like the Mini 4 Pro because it's only using cameras for that. So let's get it behind me. So get it behind me because then it's the LiDAR that is active. And that makes it a little bit easier for the drone to detect all the stuff that it needs to do. Oh, maybe there's a hole down here. I'm not sure that I can get it in there. Ah, okay, maybe that would be a toughie. Maybe we will try. I will clear the road here. Wow. I will clear the road for it. See if it can. Hello, you need to go down. No, it refuses to do so. There's a lot of rotten apples here. Whoa, damn it. No, it's actually not, it's, what is it called? Pear. I don't know what that's called in English. So, the story behind, whoosh. What are you doing? Friend, what are you doing? So the story is that every farmer down this road, they got two types of trees, and one of them is this type of tree here. That I will write on the screen what it's called in English. In pear, gråsten pæretræ. That was something that they got from the, sort of the castle that was sort of the place that administered all these houses that are down here. So, okay, so that was too tough, which was kind of fair. So let's just try and go back here again. So see, still is not as tough. There is a clear path where it can go. So, and it's still alive. So that's also good. Oh, it's going above this time. Hello? Hello? So it lost me there. See if it can find me again. If I lower it. No, it could not. I started waypoints. I'm not sure what happened there. So let's just try and repeat it. You just repeat it. Let's go out there. So, let's go out and fetch it. See if I can make it go after me below the trees here. So let's just get it down. Take this one away. Yeah, you can see. So. So we do again. See, I can start the tracking. I can do that with the C1 here in the back. All right, so let's try and go this way. Let's go this way and see what the drone does. If it actually follows me from the behind. From the behind. From behind. Yeah. So this time it's doing it. I kind of wonder if it was because I switched it to waypoints by accident. Yeah, I know. I need to unfold the antennas. Not that it matters much with this kind of testing. So see, there's a toffee there. Maybe we should try that. See if we can make it follow among all the rotten apples here. So, see if it's coming. Yeah, it is. Nicey. No. It changed its mind. Can go back here, fetch it. Come. Come on, little friend. Yeah. Come. Maybe you need a little push forward. Yeah, okay. need a little help. So on the stick, but that kind of solved it. So so now it's having second thoughts. Go on. So I just push it down here a little bit. So it's refusing to go that way. Maybe it's because it's still following me behind the trees there. So maybe it will come out over here. Hello? Hello? Oh, it's kind of stuck in there, so we just take it out of tracking here and fly it out. I hate all this rotten fruit. So, so it's out. All right. So we need to go the last mile. Don't know if you remember the Air 3S, that kind of took this path in there. So I hope it will not do that. I hope it will just follow me this way. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Luckily. So, see. See what it does? It kind of got stuck there. Maybe I can move it a little bit to the side. So. So the LiDARs are a bit wide here. It's struggling to get I'm helping it. So now I think it's okay. That's okay. So if you remember, I took off on the other side of the house there. So what I will do now is I will push the return to home and see what it actually does. And try to follow it while it's going. So see, it had no satellites when it took off. So right now it's asking me if it's okay, but it does a more complicated procedure. I don't know if I cancel it. So now I told it it's okay. See what it does. The landing pad is there, or the launch pad is there. How nice is that? That was pretty accurate, I would say. So the conclusion of this test is that the new sensor system that actually works pretty nice. It seems it's a bit wider. I don't know if it's a bit wider, but it feels a bit wider, so it struggles with gaps when it has to go through different gaps. I thought maybe it's hard to do like without doing a similar test under similar conditions, that the Air 3S was doing a better job. But still, it didn't even go close to a branch at any point. I did have problems making it go through very, very narrow gaps with a lot of branches hanging out, which is fair, because that's basically what cost me an arm on my previous Mini 4 Pro, because it nicked a branch, it couldn't see it with the sensor system. Just remember that on the back side of the drone, this is identical to the Mini 4 Pro. It's camera based, where the front is camera plus LiDAR, so it's a lot safer to track it when it tracks you from behind, where it can see the path where it's going. So this was your test. This was the test that I wanted to, that you all asked for, with the return to home combined with obstacle avoidance.
The camera and the gimbal. The main headline feature is the new 50 megapixel 1-inch sensor with the new image processor algorithm. It should offer a clear difference in dynamic range and details. Let's take a closer look at that. I tested the Mini 5 Pro directly against the Mini 4 Pro in 4K 30 FPS at 100 meters altitude with neutral exposure and no filters. First the Mini 5 Pro with the parking lot in the center. Then the Mini 4 Pro at the exact same spot. So let's make a comparison side by side. And another comparison where we do a magnification of 400%. So you can really see the difference in details in the image. Let's repeat the test in a different location. It seems the Mini 5 Pro showed better dynamics with shadows holding more details. I also compared it against the Air 3S that also, like the Mini 5 Pro, has a 1-inch sensor as the main camera. Let's compare it against the Mini 5 Pro. And then add 400% magnification. Change the camera position to another spot. It's impressive how close the Mini 5 Pro gets given its size. The Air 3S still delivers slightly cleaner images with less moire on the rooftops during descent. Another highlight is the new 48mm medium tele mode, offering 2x zoom. This is lossless digital zoom using the 50 megapixel high pixel mode, and the output remains 4K using the 2x magnification. Perfect for isolating subjects or creating cinematic compositions, which is the first time for the mini drones. Portrait mode has also been upgraded with tech borrowed from the Pocket 3. Skin tones and contrast now looks better out of the box, with less editing required. This is not something that I've paid much attention to in the past and found necessary, but it's still a nice upgrade. As for color profiles, we still have 3 options. The standard that provides a punchy, ready to use color straight out of the camera. D-Log-M, which is a 10-bit flat profile for maximum flexibility in grading. And we have HLG that provides a wide dynamic range ideal for HDR workflows. For most users, standard is plenty. But I like that Mini 5 Pro still gives some flexibility for experimenting in post-production.
It's possible to rotate the gimbal like 220 degrees to one side to the other. And what I learned yesterday when testing out this feature, trying to film my car, is that it produces a pretty decent result, but maybe the motive was not the most ideal one. So right now I drove outside the city and I'm gonna test it on a tower that is here close by. And because we now have the possibility to take off the drone by simply just using the C1 button once it's set in launch mode, I can simply, because I have a convertible, then I can simply just press the launch mode here, and then I can put the drone up here and then I hold down the C1 on the back of the remote and then it takes off. So that's pretty easy and pretty convenient. So let's just get up here. So show you the tower over here. So we can fly close by. And before we start messing with the gimbal tilt, let me just show you, because this is an ideal object to show you the lens compression that can be done with the 2x zoom that is available with this drone. So see, if I fly around here, we have a pretty nice image. But if I switch it into 2x, see, look at this. I could reposition everything, but look how much closer the background is to the subject. And that is what is usually called lens compression, and it produces some more cinematic looks when this is used. So if we have to sort of do like a one-on-one comparison, so we can maybe we can go, let's go to this point where we almost fill out the frame. If I then go to factor 1 and then do the similar thing. I almost fill out the frame. If you then look at the comparison, you can see there's a huge difference how much the background is being compressed. This is not what we were here to test out. We are going to test out the rotation. And you can rotate the camera like this. You see, oh, let's put some video on here. You can rotate the camera like this with your hands by pressing the C1 while using the rocker here that is used for zoom usually. But it's very, very difficult if you're gonna fly. Oh, you see, already there I messed it up. So if I push this one down like this and then I need to fly forward, it is possible to do it, but it's very, very difficult to do something that's consistent. You simply just press the C1, then it recalibrates the camera and puts it back into position. So put it into 1. Yeah. So what DJI has done is they have included this rotation as part of the quick shots. So see, you have a new quick shot option here. And what that will allow us is that it will allow us to fly towards the object and then do like a, if I unfold the menu, you can see the options here. You can see I can go from 0 to 180 degrees. And I can do it with a medium rotation speed, and I can also set down the rotation speed here. So it's going a little bit slower. The consequence here is that the distance will change. So this will give a 15-second clip. So let's just see what else we can mess around with. So let me just show you. You can change the forward and backward. That's one option. We can test that out. We can do rotation 1 to 180 or 40 to -40. We can do rotation speed, how fast it needs to go. And we can adjust the flight speed, which basically means how far the drone will travel while doing this. So if I just choose this one, you can see that it's 180, it will go 75 meters. Maybe that's too long, I don't know. We need to experiment a little bit with that. So let's go down to 3 meters per second. So if I execute that one, so let's see what it does. And what I learned yesterday is that you can't really tilt the gimbal. See, what it does is that it kind of levels the gimbal and then it uses that as the starting point. So to make this clip look really awesome, we probably need to lower the altitude to make sure that this looks good. So, you can see now it did like 180 degree. Then it will tilt back once it's done. So we have a clip there. So what we just learned now is that we can't tilt the gimbal. So we need to go further down to this height maybe. Maybe I can just go out here. So something like this. And then I will repeat the clip. So now I haven't touched the angle of the gimbal. So now it will do like a 180 degree clip. And of course this can be cut and cropped into yeah, I'm not actually not sure if it works with if we are doing portrait mode. I don't think so, because then that puts some limitations. You can see it's grayed out the option for doing that. So we can do we can change the direction. Let's go backward like this, and then let's change it to this -40 to +40, just to show you the difference. So now it starts going into start position and then it goes back. Hey, look at this. Very, very nice. It's definitely a big asset to have this function as part of the quick shots, because otherwise it's almost impossible to do it. Go in here very close like this, and then let's change some of the other stuff here. So it goes backwards, and then it can do like 180 degree. That's further. Then we can increase the speed that it does. And then the travel speed, we can put that one up to maybe, I don't know, 5. So that would give us a 10 seconds video, 180 degree rotation, and it will move backwards around 50 meters. So let's see. Now it does that. How cool is that? That's actually pretty cool. It's also included in the time-lapse feature. You can include this if you are programming the gimbal to turn around. If you want to see a demonstration of that, then let me know in the comments below and just write hyperlapse in the comments, and then I will do like a separate video around that. So let's get the drone back. The very, very nice return to homie. And the takeoff feature that you just saw with me using the C1 to take off, you can use that for landing as well. I'm not sure that we're going to do this today. Not when we're here inside the car. Out of the air. It's kind of complaining about that part. Okay, I just need that one for synchronizing the video. All right, so that was the demonstration of the 220-degree rotation of the gimbal. I don't know if I can actually show it here, what it looks like when you see it. See, if I manually push it here, let's see, it goes to minus 180. And if you just want it back, just press C1. See, then it automatically jumps back to the default position.
The noise level is more or less the same as the Mini 4 Pro. Both have this characteristic buzz that is not too aggressive.
So this is a noise test. We'll first do one in 1.2 meters, then go to 10 meters with the Mini 5 Pro. Now we swap for the Mini 4 Pro.
You can judge for yourself when I switch between the recordings of both drones. To my ears, the Mini 4 Pro sounds quieter and more pleasant.
It is a bit windy today.
So the comparison at this height is not really fair. I know this is subjective, and at some point I will do a more scientific noise test.
Whoa! So I can tell you that the obstacle avoidance in the back doesn't work when it's dark. Almost hit myself in the head. So I'm outside the city to test the night capabilities of the Mini 5 Pro. It's supposed to be able to detect obstacles with the LiDAR radar in the front down to 1 lux, equal to what you see from a candlelight or from street lights, sort of ish. I don't have a light measurement device here with me, so I can't verify it, but I selected an area of the city that's like an industrial park or so, where there's only few street lights. So let's just step outside and see what we can make out of this. Be interesting to see what would be possible with this. So I don't know. I don't know how we do this. It's very dark. Maybe we should just move down here, at least so we have some sort of a reference point. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a sewer thing here. So the drone can be located at this position. And now I pushed all the buttons here. compass calibration. Oh, of course. I'm stupid now. I put it on a metal suet thing, so of course it's going to mess up the compass calibration of the drone. So now it's located here on the street, below this, yeah, close to this street lamp, and sort of we have the other way down here. So let's just put down the camera here. I don't know how much you can see, but what we're going to test here today is the night capabilities of the Mini 5 Pro. So we're going to do 4K 30. Want to make sure that the camera is put into normal. Yeah. Start the video. So let's just do some nightscape footage first. So this is the industrial neighborhood here in Fredensborg. You can make it balance there, yeah. Okay. So let's move the drone. Shoot a little bit of goodies here. I would probably assume there's a night mode here somewhere. So let's just jump in here and see. No, there's not. So it kind of figures that part out by itself, I guess. It was only on some of the older drones that had a dedicated night mode. So what usually happens here is if we switch it into auto mode, see it boosts the ISO up to 12,800, and this was the night mode in the old days. That kind of capped or removed the cap that was 6,400 in ISO, and then you could push it to 12,800. But now it seems there's no transition between that. So, and it also has a very, very nice green light. It's flashing. So if we just take it down here, you can see that. It turns off the green light, which makes it kind of illegal to fly it here at night. So we just stop recording video now. You can see. Whoa! So I can tell you that the obstacle avoidance in the back doesn't work when it's dark. I almost hit myself in the head. You see the green lights here? If I start the video recording, the green lights will turn off. Opposed to what we saw with the Air 3S, where they actually keep, yeah, they keep being turned on. So let's just fly a little bit this way. See, it doesn't see me. So that is what happened before. If you fly at night and you fly backwards, the cameras won't see you. So let's see what happens the other way. Yeah. So you see the LiDAR radar system that detects me. Let's just try and move. Hey, there's a lot of light. Why is there? So the light is off. I don't know if I can switch off the light here. So the auxiliary lights, if we take that one off, because that will allow us to do the testing. Let's just move towards the drone here. See if it can see me. Yeah, it actually detects me. And see right now, it's very, very pitch black here. So if I move here, so see, we'll go towards the back of the drone. It's not seeing me maybe a little bit, but it definitely detects me if I move here in the front. Let's just see what it says here under safety. If we take bypass, so now we're doing like I'll just do it slowly. So it just stops. It's not bypassing. No, it stops under these light conditions, yeah? So let's go to a place where it's really, really dark. So see the LiDAR? It detects me. Yeah, it does. Let's move off the back here. I still see something in the front, but it doesn't see me in the back, yeah, behind. So if I move it towards me, you see, it doesn't detect me at all. If I go in the front, it's difficult to see, but it stops. So the front-facing LiDARs, they work in almost pitch black conditions. This is not easy because I noticed that the green lights are basically turning off. I should have brought a LED light, a green flashing LED light that I could put below the drone to fly it 100% legally. But the problem is that that will probably boost the weight beyond the 250 grams. So I need to upgrade the drone. We have to upgrade it for a C1 drone to be able to carry those LED lights and still keep it within the limit. So let's just fly it a little bit along this road and then try to initiate the return to home. And if you remember, we took off from over there where it was pretty dark. So let's initiate the return to home. See what happens. Just try and go closer here. So it's coming back. And it's supposed to land. It's very difficult. You can't see it. So it's... but it is coming back. Nighttime. Under very... See how close it gets to the original point. So now it's starting to descend. It'll be interesting to see. I think it takes a long time for it. Is it coming down? Yeah, it is coming down. But it's, from what I can see, it's way off. But it is getting back. Oh, maybe. Yeah. So it's here. I actually don't know how much you can see. I can stop it maybe. Then what I can do is I can enable the auxiliary lights. Then I can show you. So, yeah. So maybe that's easier. You see, oh, it took off from approximately this position. You can see that there's this metal cover. That's what screwed up the calibration of the compass. That was kind of a thought error from my side. Of course, you can't put it on a metal surface like that and expect the calibration to hold up. And it took off around here and it came back to around this position. So I would say that's pretty impressive. So I would say that we learned a few important lessons here. We learned that the front-facing LiDAR sensors, they actually detect, even though it's very close to pitch black, it detects obstacles. So that's super nice. We learned that the other camera system, that's being disabled, or at least being non-functional. Almost hit myself in the head, backing the drone towards me while it was kind of black. It was not in the complete black spot, but it was still away from this lamp that we have over here. So that was interesting. And also we learned that the nighttime return to home, that actually also works, and it pretty much landed within, I don't know, half a meter or a meter from where it took off. So that's also very, very impressive. The night footage is of course a little bit limited because I noticed that the green lights are actually turning off when you are enabling video recording, and that makes it not legal to fly the drone because it needs to have a green flashing light when it's airborne, so you can easily spot it in the sky.
Design and build quality. The Mini 5 Pro has a new darker gray look. The propeller sits slightly different, giving it a more streamlined design. And it stands a bit taller compared to the Mini 4 Pro. The battery is still mounted from the back, just like we're used to. A neat touch is that the drone powers on automatically when you unfold the arms. That makes it pretty convenient and quick to get it airborne. But with the DJI RC2 controller, you still have to wait like 30-40 seconds before startup. If you wanted to go even faster, then you have to use the new DJI RC Pro 2 that is lightning quick, especially in sleep mode because that's basically instant on. One thing you need to be aware of, it might be convenient, but the drone actually powers on when you push in a new fresh battery. It will run quietly in the background,
But it also stays like that, so if you let it sit for longer periods of time, it will drain the battery. And it might heat up as well, so that will maybe cause some problems.
I didn't run into issues with overheating during normal use. If you put in a new battery while it's folded, it does not turn on automatically. You can turn the feature off if you prefer in the user interface.
I discovered one thing is that you can actually take off with the C1 button on the back of the remote. So just by pressing the launch sequence here, if I press C1 here, see? The drone will automatically take off.
Home point updated.
And I can reverse the process by pressing C1 again.
Landing.
C1 is one of the function buttons here in the back. See? So now it comes back.
The gimbal protector is a one-piece plastic part that is held in place by a strap that attaches to the drone, protecting the camera and props. ActiveTrack 360. With LiDAR in the front, it's no surprise that DJI has been capable of improving the ActiveTrack. There are now multiple tracking modes. There's standard for steady and moderate tracking. There's one for cycling that's faster and more agile, which is great for sports. And finally, there's one that's optimized for skiing. I don't own a bike, so why not take ActiveTrack out and test it with my electric unicycle? Just to see how the drone would handle it and to give you an idea how this feature works. The interface has been redesigned and it's much easier to use. Honestly, I was never a big fan of this wheel in the corner. I think it was really confusing and was very difficult to predict what the drone would do. But now they seem to have sorted it out, so it actually detects what direction that you are positioned, and it actually positions the drone more or less accurate according to the label that you see in the corner. So that's pretty good. Tracking is now quicker, more responsive and safer. In open areas, the Mini 5 Pro can now follow subjects up to 15 meters per second while navigating obstacles intelligently. I'm pretty happy it would do that, otherwise it would have rammed my car. One area where tracking has always been difficult for DJI is when you put the drone in front of you and try to move against it, then it will typically fall off to the side. I'm happy to see that they finally fixed that part and it stays locked in dead center while I'm riding the unicycle in the parking lot. So these are definitely huge improvements that makes the ActiveTrack experience a lot easier to navigate and use. The extended intelligent flight battery, which is unfortunately not available in the EU, will extend the flight time up to 52 minutes in theory, and the start altitude will be increased to 6,000 meters. So one great detail is that the Mini 4 Pro batteries is actually compatible with the Mini 5. You can plug them in and you can fly around with the drone without any issues or any error messages on the display. Unfortunately, if we control the weight, we would notice, let's just try and weigh the Mini 5 Pro with the original battery. You can see that comes in at 252. This is definitely not a precision scale, so we can only use it maybe to detect if there is like a difference between the weight in these two configurations. So if I plug in the Mini 4 Pro battery and put it on the scale, then you would see that the weight increases with 6 or 7 grams, which would probably make it exceed the weight limit of the drone, rendering the C0 label in the base useless. So if you have to fly with your Mini 4 Pro batteries, you would likely have to upgrade the drone from a C0 to a C1 drone. Something that was possible with the previous model, which I will also expect would be possible with the new Mini 5 Pro. Transmission and image quality. The Mini 5 Pro uses the DJI O4 Plus transmission, delivering a 10-bit video feed and up to 20 kilometers of range in FCC territory. In EU, it's halved due to regulations, but in either case, the range is way more than we are allowed to use if we want to fly legally. Propellers and maintenance. The new quick release propellers, they are really nice improvement. No more fiddling with screws. Let me show you how easy it works.
Quick release propeller system. Push down, turn, take the prop off, put it on top, push down, turn, then it's locked into position.
Noise levels. Storage. Apart from the standard SD card slot that is accessible through the back of the drone, the Mini 5 Pro has been upgraded with an internal 42 GB of internal storage. This is 40 GB more than the Mini 4 Pro, which only had 2 GB, rendering almost useless. This is a real lifesaver if you're on the road and you by accident have forgotten your SD card. The Fly More combo, including its accessories.
Let me just show you the Fly More combo, what's inside. Because this bag is actually quite roomy compared to what we are used to. So see, I can just tuck the remote on one side. Plenty of room for the drone here in the middle. Have the charging cable.
Then I have a 3 battery charging hub that charges 3 batteries in parallel if you use the 100-watt charger from the Air 3S. And it doubles as a power bank, but it's a rather expensive way to charge as it sort of reduces the life of your batteries. But very handy if your phone or controller runs out of juice.
And then I have the ND filters.
There is a set of ND filters included in the kit. It's an ND8, it's an ND32, and it's an ND128. On previous models, you had to take off the front bezel and exposing the camera. You don't need to do that here. You simply just align the filter and snap them on. Very easy. The bag is finally bigger than what we need to, so it's not the bare minimum, leaving room for extra gear when you're on the road.
There's actually so much room that I can have something extra in here. This is like 3 batteries for my Osmo camera. I can have the Osmo camera by itself. And here on the top, where I have all the propellers and all the extra stuff that you usually bring along with the drone, I can have my little tripod stand, as well as my USB-C microphone that I bring along when I'm out teaching.
So my final verdict after been using the Mini 5 Pro for the last couple of weeks. The Mini 5 Pro is without any doubt the most powerful mini drone that I've ever flown. With the combination of a 50 megapixel 1-inch sensor, LiDAR obstacle sensing in low light, the new 48mm medium tele mode, and 225-degree gimbal rotation with through vertical shooting, and a massively upgraded ActiveTrack 360, it really feels like an all-in-one mini camera drone. It's small and it's portable, yet delivers footage that is reserved for much larger models. And I'm pretty sure that DJI will continue to improve the algorithm behind the camera, so it will only improve from here. It works perfectly for beginners that wants a safe and intuitive drone to start with. And for professionals who need top quality results on the go without any compromises. So that's my full review of the Mini 5 Pro. So it's pretty clear that I like the Mini 5 Pro. But should you get it, and is it worth upgrading for the Mini 4 Pro? But that would be up to you to decide based on the information that I've provided in this video. And I will also highly encourage you to watch other reviews as well, so you can make like an educated decision if you want to get it or not. If you decide to buy it, I would appreciate that you use some of the affiliate links that I've provided in the description below. You will pay the same price, but I will get a small commission of the sales, and this will help the channel and help me produce videos like these in the future. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then feel free to give it a like. If you didn't like it, feel free to press the dislike button twice. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.